There's never really a great way to introduce yourself in a video, so I'm just going to kind of throw myself in because that's what I do and that's how I am, and I think either you like it or you don't. This video is inspired because I'm going through another shift in my business personally, and I felt compelled to share this because I feel like this is something that likely doesn't just affect me. It likely comes up for a lot of different people, and I feel like it's good to talk about it. So basically, what's shifted for me is when I started my coaching practice and holding intuitive sessions, which was the coaching aspect is fairly new, but the intuitive sessions I've been doing for over 15 years. I found that over the course of time that it has been a challenge for me personally to do individual sessions. And the reason is because when you sit with someone and in my case, I receive a lot of information about you. So usually we start with a main question. And from that main question, a lot of information tends to kind of come through. And I share that information with my client, with you, and it's usually quite profound. It's stuff that you likely have known has kind of been running, but you haven't really brought attention to it in a way that you've been able to shift it. And it shows how a lot of what you have going on, a lot of the things that you may be struggling with are interconnected. And when you bring attention to that one particular thing, then it tends to shift the other stuff too. It allows you to become free from it, which is amazing. It's totally a transformative thing. In an individual session, when all of this is happening, so say 45 minutes to an hour of time, it's immense. It's immense amount of information. But then what happens, the client is very excited, they feel renewed, they feel alive, they're like, wow, this is like a breath of fresh air, I really needed this. But then they go back off into their life. And the challenge with this is that usually within a couple of days, they're back to struggling again. The information, regardless of how transformative it was, regardless of how it really illuminated things that they were struggling with, they go back to struggling with the same things. They go back to being in doubt. They go back to being unsure of themselves again, and they go back to repeating the same mindset stuff. Sometimes it shifts a little bit. It doesn't appear exactly the same, but it is the same. It's the same program running. In my field, most people offer individual sessions, so I did. But I've always come back to the fact that it's not satisfying. And the reason that I've continued to offer them is because when people are first starting out, investing in coaching is a big investment. It requires a commitment. And if you haven't necessarily worked with that person before, you're unsure. Am I really going to get the results from this? Is it really a good investment for me? And so I've always left individual sessions on the table because I felt like, well, if that's there, then they can get a taste of it and they can feel how transformative it is. But the reality of it is that most of those people never turn into coaching clients for me. And it's because whatever it was that needed to be shifted, even though it was illuminated in a session, even though that session was something that they could afford at the time, it was not enough. And I've realized for myself that, I've continued to do it because I hope that at least it's something. At least it's offering them something. And I want to feel like I'm really truly serving my clients, right? But I'm not actually serving them. Because even though they're having this amazing realizations during a session, even though the session itself provides information that could last you weeks or months, they don't know what to do with it after. And that's where I'm not serving them. Because I'm not offering support after that point, because it was an individual session. And because the fear becomes so overwhelming, it literally, it's like you become free of it and then it comes back in on itself. it's not enough to shift out of it to go, you know what, I really need coaching. You know, it actually, in a way, can make things worse. I don't want to say that, but it's true, because then, you know, you've had that shift, but you're still unsure. So my commitment to myself and my commitment to you is that I am no longer going to be offering individual sessions. I do offer a 15-minute business assessment, which I may or may not still continue doing. This assessment has been free so far. It gives people insight into how I work and how I can work with them. But the same thing happens, you know, even in 15 minutes, an immense amount of information comes through, but then you go back about your life and it's not enough. So the question is, what do you want? You know, I want to serve you. I want to offer what I know is possible with my work. I know that it's amazing. I've seen the transformation in people. I've seen years and years of baggage just all of a sudden gone. But what's important for me at this point is that I want the long-term success for my clients. I want to see what they want to create be created, and it's not being created in an individual session, and it can't be. Because the premise of coaching is someone who helps you stay aware, someone who helps you shift those things, someone who helps point them out for you so that you can continue to move upward and to build what you want. And I am sad to say that, you know, even with 45 minutes, it's not enough. So I'm ready. This is my commitment to life, to universe, to you, that I'm ready to let that go, and I'm ready to only commit fully to clients who are willing to go for the long term. So what does that look like for you? If you've been looking at my services, if you've been, you know, stalking my page and wondering what I'm about, what is that for you? What do you want to build in your life? What do you want support in cutting through? And my coaching is not traditional business coaching. It is business coaching. You know, it has a focus on business, but it's deeper than just the tactics and the strategy. I mean, you can learn that from anywhere. You can learn that from YouTube. You don't need that from me. You know, I have an understanding of it. That's why I can offer that. But really what my work is your business is an extension of you. And if you are not clear, and if you are running up against your own fears, and if you have big blocks in your life and stuff that you've carried with you for a long time, you're not going to get where you want in your business. You just won't. I don't care how many tactics you use. I don't care how much strategy you use. It's just not going to happen. Because it's not about the tactics, it's about you, and it's about what you're expressing, and it's about what you're doing on a daily basis within yourself. So if you're ready for that, I'm ready for you. And that sounds gimmicky, but it's not. It's really not. Because when you're ready, you're just ready. Even if you're scared. Because it's the fear that's mixed with the excitement that's telling you, hey, there's something here for me. This is not just a fluke. So send me a message if this resonates with you. I'm going to be going to my website right now, and I'm going to be taking off my individual sessions. I'm not going to offer it anymore. Because I'm ready for something else. I'm ready to really help and really make a difference. And it's hard for me to see a client walk away from a session and watch them days and weeks later still struggling with the same things. And that's not a testament to what happened in the session. That's not saying that it wasn't valuable. It is, but it needs to be consistently valuable. Anything within your business needs to be consistent. It's about taking small action. So this is my small action. And I'm looking to see you on the other side.